Hey everybody, it's Bust, continuing our playthrough of the Path of Champions. Today, we're going to be handling the 4-star quest, the Starforger, doing battle against Aurelion Soul, and we'll be doing that with our 3-star Lux. And so, if you're not familiar with Lux, her star powers are, each round, the first time you play a spell, refill mana equal to its cost. You get the +1 starting mana, and then the big booming style card coming from Lux is when you play 6 mana worth of spells, you create a 0-cost golden Aegis in hand. The big thing that we look to take advantage of with all those abilities is Remembrance. If we only spend 1 mana on the first turn, we'll bank 2 spell mana, then we'll go into the next turn, have a total of 6 mana, be able to start playing the Remembrance for the full cost. Then once we play the Remembrance, we'll start getting those rallies and such added into our hand. And so the way we typically talk about Lux is you're going to be looking for early game stuff. First and foremost, she is a very expensive champion, and we're looking to play expensive cards. And so we need to just have some early game stuff to do to make sure that we don't die. And then after that, we're going to be looking for either spells that make units or units that make spells. So we have ways to interact with our opponent and then maximize this cast a spell type abilities that Lux has going for her. So in terms of the relics, this is our standard I'm expensive champion kind of package. We have the Stalker's Blade, which lets her strike as soon as she comes down, and then the Lost Chapter that refills some spell mana. The idea with all of these is that Lux is very expensive. We need to have something happen immediately as soon as we play her, and this gives us a bit of interactivity with sort of making her cheap in the spell mana and then striking off our opponent's strongest ally. Now, I might have to come in and reconsider this one a little bit as we are doing battle with the Aurelion Soul, and all the units tend to be so exceptionally large, so the strike isn't nearly as good as it is in the lower star-powered quests, but let's give it a shot here and see how it goes. And so, with that out of the way, let's click on the buttons and see if we can't get the adventure loaded. And there we go. Let's see who's here. Champions. Champions everywhere. Cool. So let's see what turns up. All right, and so it's an interesting set. We didn't hit any of the really high-powered ones, right? With Lux, I'm looking for either some of the defensives, right? The things that Frostbite on round start or stun on round start, or we want some of the really high-powered spell-based ones, like Slow and Steady to double up your slow spells is extremely strong. Things like Sorcery to get all of the spell mana, things that reduce the cost of your spells, all of those are exceptionally good, but I don't think I'm willing to re-roll away Crush. Crush is quite strong with Lux in that we tend to have a lot of rallies, and with all of those rallies, we can usually make like one big super unit and then make sure that super unit gets to deal damage with the Overwhelm. And so I'm going to hang on to Crush here, see if we can't use that as a type of build around as we make our way through. And so opponent has the Unyielding Determination there. They'll restart if we kill the Nexus, and then at round start they start planting Flash Bomb traps. Got it. Let's get on in there. Okay, so we found a Remembrance. We'll hang on to it. This is where it gets like a little bit tough in that I don't want to have to play Mageseeker Persuaders on the first turn. I'd really rather just bank the mana and play Remembrance on the second turn, but we'll see if opponent gets aggressive on us here in the early game and makes us want to play the Persuader. Oh shit! I got my my thoughts all completely mixed up with this one. I thought we were going to be able to play these Remembrances on the second turn. Turns out my mathematics weren't correct on that one. But we'll be okay. I'm not going to play them just now. I want these to cost 6 mana on the next turn. Alright, so here's the first one. We get our golden Aegis. We get all of our mana back. Now we're going to be good to play a second one. Nothing can go wrong with this. Look at how big this Caitlyn is. It's very scary. We're not going to be able to get a lethal this turn, but we can get a good hook into Caitlyn, golden Aegis our dragon, and get a takedown on her. And then we can try and win on the following turn. I don't think there's any reason to play a second golden Aegis here. So the thing to watch out on this upcoming attack, assuming that we just start to slam on this turn, is the opponent, you get the strikes in, and then the opponent's going to reset. And so with this space in mind, if we get to deal the 4 damage with the Radiant Guardian, then they'll reset after that, and we'll get the full amount of damage in. As to where, say we hit with the Screeching Dragon first, we're going to lose out on a few points of damage. So if we do it like this, the Nexus is going to die. He's going to get the bonus health. The unit's going to get +1/+1, and then we'll start striking in for normal damage with the Screeching Dragon and the Lux. All right, let's add some units just in case. We should be pretty safe here, but if he has some kind of removal spell to stop a piece of our attack, I don't want to just have to go into the next turn. These champions are so big. All right, we made it through that one.
The superior tactic is to never give up.
Never give up, that's right. Crush them with the overwhelms, never give up. So what do we got here? Interesting sets. Like, I don't really want to be stacking in a ton of Mage Seeker Persuaders, but how much do we care about these other cards? Pow Pow is always quite strong, and then the Massa Crashing Thunder is probably where I'm going to go. Just having a 6/6 for 3 mana is such an exceptionally good deal, but nothing in here to really like build around. We don't have anything at the start that's really giving our deck any definition. All right, so what are we going to do with these? Some powerful stuff, right? Malphite is a typical pretty strong game ender. When you have like the Eye of Rahorok to level him up, then you drop Malphite and start to get the unstoppable forces every round. The thing I like about Malphite is when I think in terms of the long game, and we get up against like the big time Aurelion souls at the end, it does have a way to just stun our opponent's board over and over again, and we can pick up some of these attack tokens and things with this. With our this doesn't work right. Hang on. Oh, it's round start. Okay, it's not. They have so many cards now that when you get the attack token, you get stuff. And I was going to think that if we could rally and pick up the Malphite tokens, that would be quite strong. But I don't think that's going to be the way to go. I don't think we'll be able to pull off enough with that. And so, looking towards these other options, I'm leaning towards just the Solari Sunhawk now. It gives us a little bit of early game stuff to do, and then it's decent value with Leona and Ravoon. I don't think I want to like pivot over into building around these champions, but if we can manage to find like the heal card that puts expensive Celestials in your hand, that would be a nice addition that we tend to see out of a lot of this Leona stuff. And so let's add that one in. See how it goes. Now, in terms of the next things, we have either a spell chest, a healer, or a Boxtopus. Let me look up the Boxtopus real quick. Okay, what does he let you do? You pay 2 health and buy 2 copies of Dust Up Diplomacy. I'm not amped about Dust Up Diplomacy for this deck. It is a spell, and it does have a lot of cycle. Maybe Dust Up Diplomacy will be okay. If it's like the first spell we play in the turn, we basically just get to like draw a card, deal all the damage, and then get that point of mana back. That's kind of tempting, but I think I'm a little bit more interested in the spells chest. So let's go ahead and go up to battle Tahm Kench. He can be like a little scary, especially since he has so much health here, but let's see, we can probably handle him. Probably. It's just scary against Tahm Kench, like when your game plan involves just playing like really expensive units, like that we're going to get out of this Remembrance, then you lose out on some opportunities for success since he can just eat that unit. So if we play a 6 mana card in Remembrance and then he stops it for 2 mana, the tempo loss there can be too much for us to overcome. But I think now that we have Massa, the way that we're going to look to sequence out these games is not play anything on the first turn, play Massa on the second turn, and then on turn 4, we'll have that 2 spell mana banked up, and we'll be able to play the Remembrance. See, this is the scary Tom Kench I was talking about. He has so many stats up at this point. He can pretty much eat anything we play, and so I'm happy to actually come down and slam some damage onto him, make his future acquired tastes a little bit more challenging to pull off. Uh-oh. Heals up to 16. I was hoping that we were going to be able to get some good hooks in on him this turn. Right, we have the Golden Aegis to get an additional hook. I wonder if he blocks. We're still like a little bit short on the damage, even if he does, but it gets us a little bit closer to success.
Take a look at this.
My cause, you can't outrun justice.
All right, let's see what he does. He goes for the damage prevent. Now, we are short of the lethal onto Tom Kench, but it gets us fairly close to lethal on opponent. This will just be his second acquired taste, so it's not going to be enough to kill our dudes.
I'll be happy to accommodate you, Pablo. Well, if it ain't the eyes of the operation.
Suppose that makes you the guts, eh, big fella?
It's like I want to drop the barrier, but it's such an easy target for him with the Tom. Fine. You know what? Fine, dude. Interesting. Guess he just doesn't want to play the acquired taste. Okay. Well, that definitely could have gone worse. Now we're going to have the expensive spell. We can maybe play it. Nope. Cannot. But we're at least in a space to kill Tom.
Don't require a menu. Standing, you have no alibi. You ain't got a weapon.
Alright, so we at least got like the big problem out of the way. Don't have to deal with Tom anymore.
Ain't the eyes of the operation.
Suppose that makes you the guts, eh, big fella?
Bask in the light's radiance.
Okay, now we just need time. We can circle this game around a little bit longer. We'll be okay. I forgot Leona has Challenger now. This is one of the changes in the 3.16 patch with Leona getting Challenger everywhere. She got reworked a little bit. Was not entirely expecting her to have Challenger when we played her.
Let's see.
Our sun will not set today.
This is all fine. We'll take a little bit of damage off this Lounging Lizard, but I'm looking to just play the Destiny's Call into Masa next turn, and that should be more than enough to end the game. I think I've literally never in my lifetime played Destiny's Call. First time for everything. Fuck. Some kind of cat doing something. Wouldn't be a bust video with some kind of cat not doing doing annoying things. Alright, here we go. Lethal coming in. Good stuff. So what do we got? Anything useful here? Another 6-cost spell in the assembly line. It's not nearly as good as the other one, as the what do you call it? The remembrance. Given that I would rather just have like the one big unit as opposed to two small units, but with the battle banner, I guess it does just give them straight up more stats since it has to give your allies +1/+1. The thing I'm kind of interested in is Eye of the Aspect on Eye of Rahorok. Like if we want to kind of push over into being a Daybreak deck, and then we just have like Eye of Raharox to play every turn of the game. That's kind of powerful, but I don't know. I don't feel like these opening game stuns are quite enough. And then there's the value down here in Battle Bonds. We don't need the value right now. So I'm going to pick up the assembly line. I guess it'll work. It just doesn't feel like ultra high powered as I want. On up to the spells chest. Ooh, Destiny's Call. Nope. I did not want that one. I like the Summoner's Stone on these spells, but not on Rite of Negation. Let's give this a reroll. We need to find something good coming out of these cards here. All of this is just garbage. Paddlestar, Hunt the Weak, Guile. This is like the actual worst set I've ever seen. On to the next one. Disintegrate's the interesting spell here. We don't have a ton of ways to make usage of it, but like in that last battle when we needed to be able to kill Tahm Kench and we couldn't really do it, the Disintegrates just give us this really powerful removal spell. And so go ahead and take that one. See if we can't get some usage out of it. Come up to battle against Sejuani. So she's got the Nexus heal thing again, along with the standard when the foe summons a unit, grant it 1/1. So what do we got? Something cheap in here. I think we're good to hold on to the Sunhawk just to make sure we have this early play. And then we can look for other assembly line kind of cards. Start to play those on turn 3. Do we even care about Protoporo? We can prevent the damage, I guess, but it's not something I'm ultimately worried about. Okay, we can add the Conservator here. We'll have the 2 mana next turn that we need to play assembly line. Not going to attack so that we get the chance to boost up our units. Yeah, he's scared. I was curious that turn if we could get away with it to where we play, say, like the Succession first, and then we get to give everything a bonus, but it seemed like that was going to be a bit of a stretch. We should be able to... We should be pretty close to OTKing this turn. I don't entirely think we'll be able to get it, but it's close. All right. I think we did it. Our overwhelms are just too good. Got him. Oh shit, he's gonna heal. I forgot about the heal thing. We could have organized that a little bit better, but I think we're gonna be safe here. He's not gonna have time to play Sejuani. We can shut down his attacks this turn with the bird. So not super scary. It's a pretty good 6-cost spell. It's like, oh, somebody else has Challenger, I guess. Just get super sloppy in here. This is fine. This one's done. We got the lethal coming at him. Just got to figure out how those mathematics work. Got him. So anything cool here? Reggie's always useful in these style of decks to where we get the expensive spells, but I mean this Mage Seeker Conservator summoning a ephemeral copy, it's random. We don't get to pick the best spell like we would with Reggie, but I think this is where we want to go. Just I don't usually care what the expensive spell is as long as we have the means to cast it. Okay, beautiful. And then Summon a follower with my cost from your regions is spectacular. Getting to cast the 6-cost Remembrance and then getting another 6-cost dude out of it. It's not as good as something like Slow and Steady, but it's still really high-powered. And I'm pretty happy to go about that. Now with these next ones, do we want to cut stuff out of our deck? I mean, I could realistically see cutting Ravoon out. He doesn't do anything. I think we're going to want to cut stuff. It's just so important to have these 6-cost spells on the 3rd turn that we can come in and just maximize our chances of getting them. So Ravoon, you're out. On to Ashe. So round end, they get +1/+1. That's fine. Then the standard Frostbite, the strongest unit at round start. Gotcha. Okay, so no 6-cost spells. I'm just going to start hard mulliganing for those. Found the assembly line. We're getting all the 6-cost spells with these conservators.
Take a look at
All right, I think we're going to start to pop off. I would like for some of these dudes to just die. I mean, maybe we even attack with the 0 power one, give him the free one just to get it off of the board, so that when we start casting our assembly lines, we have the space we need.
Gotcha.
Maybe that's a little greedy, but I mean, we're going to be casting double assembly line next turn. Now, like we play a conservator here, if we were able to double assembly line, we'd lose out on one dude. It looks like that might be happening. Fine, dude. Is that Mega Inferno Bomb? I'm almost on board with it. Almost. Lux should be flipped, right? She'll strike for 4? No? Oh, she has to see it. Like, we played those expensive spells. She's not a mage seeker though.
I'll lead us to victory.
So I think the thing that might save us out of this one is if opponent wants to play the Crystal Arrow next turn, we can follow up with Assembly Line and just boost all of our dudes. And so we should still be able to block next turn. The Ruination. Oh boy. Oh boy. Got all the goodies. So so he comes in, plays the Crystal Arrow onto Lux or whoever, frostbites our entire team, and then we follow up with the Assembly Line. Should be good to go. At this point, would we rather just freeze Ashe? Probably not. And we can play the Ruination. I guess that's another option as well. We'll just naturally have 6 mana next turn and be able to play Assembly Line. Yeah, why not? Oh shit. How bad is this? Taking 14? Oh, we got all of our mana back though. Didn't realize that was our first spell of the turn. Okay, we're good.
Discipline and steel. We fight for one Aurelion.
All right, do we have the capability of winning with just this handful of bad units? I think we're good. Shatter makes it a little more challenging. We might have to wait till next turn.
Soldiers, to me. Show them our metal. Stand and defend.
I think we're fine. I mean, we have 5 rallies in hand. We just need one of these to barely work. Come in with the barrier attack. He's probably going to no block. Now we can barrier the other one. Start attacking with everybody. He doesn't have to block this attack, but this is going to be plenty of damage with our remaining barriers. GG, bro. Nice. A little sloppy, but we got there at the end. Give me them heals. Let me let me feel better now. So what do we got? The fleeting copy in hand, not super excited about. Let's just put this ancient coin onto Lux. We're not going to build around the Daybreak stuff. We just took Ravoon out of our deck, and so making Lux one cheaper is kind of nice. Here, nothing really on theme, but like the allies have one attack it's never bad, right? It should, like if we're comboing off like on that last game, it shouldn't really matter. But if we need to be a little bit more calculated in our attacks, having this bonus attack and just a single rally or two could help us just that little bit that we need. All right, so with these, I'm kind of interested in... Oh, it's a gold chest. I thought that was a shop. I don't want the gold chest. Here's an item chest or a champion one. I usually don't like stacking Lux just because she's so expensive. And so I think we're going to just go towards this item chest. But do we want to battle Gangplank or do we want to battle Karma? I think we're actually really well set up to handle Karma, especially since her ability sucks. Now, the thing to worry about with Karma is she comes down and doubles because that's what the thing does. Then she doubles again. Because she levels up on the board. So she's like a 40-40 as soon as the game starts. But again, I think we have the tools we need to answer Karma. Like just starting off with Remembrances on the first turn and Luxes on the first turn. We're doing just huge combo stuff.
We can do this.
Alright, so there's the Karma. 36-44. That's not bad. That's reasonably well statted. But let's get this stuff going. Got some dudes. So I'm curious how aggressive we want to get on this turn. I don't want to get, like, over-involved. Like, I think we're just going to play the Vanguard Sergeant. We'll play Masa. And then we're going to look to make a 4 Demacia play on this following turn. Should be able to just OTK her from here. That's a lot of stats, right? Coming in for neg 42. He can only block like 9 of it with Karma. So yeah, we should be pretty close to winning. Easy. We spent so much more mana than her. GG. We won. All right, do we want any of this stuff? Man, these are all garbage. I don't want any of this shit. I mean, the Prismatic Barrier is okay. Getting it at the start of the game is not bad. It's something we tend to be able to play, but I'm just going to look for something a little bit more high-powered or something already in our deck, and we did not find it. So let's just pick up the Elixir of Skill Bastion. It's going to have the card draw attached to it. If it's our first spell of the turn and we get to play it for free, then it's kind of... opportunity for strength is there. Okay, then I'll just take more 6th-cost spells. Drawing champions isn't terrible. On to the next one. So either Jhin with the card shuffled into deck, or Ezreal with the mana gems. Ezreal's like he's always fairly scary to me. It's gonna have the targets he needs. Like there's to level him up quickly. And then play the spells pretty quickly. It's like I'm always kind of interested in the shuffle the champions into the deck since it dilutes what they're trying to do. It does raise their like overall power level, right? When you have all those leveled up champions in your deck and they're getting double stats and everything, but it takes away from his ability to do stun stuff. Alright, so we'll add the Persuader. I'm not going to attack. I don't want him to be picking up the blade's edges. And then now once we roll back to our next turn, we just pop off, right? Probably just immediately win on turn 4 here. Ooh, he doesn't get the bonus from Maokai. Interesting. I saw that Maokai come down and I was like, oh god, I guess we have to win this one fast, but not quite the way that works. Alright, so it's turn 4. Let's just kill him. That's the way these go, right? Do we want to go for Remembrance? The real decision of the turn, if you will, is do we want to play the assembly line and get the +1/+1s on our units, or do we play the other Remembrance? I'm leaning towards the Remembrance, or although we could just say add Lux this turn and then try and pop off next turn. Maybe that's the way to go about it. So we'll play Succession, because we're going to get the mana back from Lux.
We can do this.
She strikes Jhin, that's fine. Let's just go ahead and kill him. Well, we don't even need to. We could just wait till the next turn. It's like I don't want to deal the overwhelm damage and then have him get the blade's edges. I just want to win this all in one attack.
Never had luck, never needed it.
Alright, here comes all the stats.
Too long.
Pretty cool, right? It's not bad, and nothing wrong with this.
Never back down from what you believe. I won't stand by.
Alright, now we're good. We had the barrier for Lux. Now we're free to just come in with everything.
Well, this isn't the blame. Find your own misstep.
I didn't watch the stats. I think I just assume we're not going to win with that attack, and then we'll win with the next one. Looks like that's going to be the case here. Look how bad our Remembrance is. It only generates 4-cost units at this point. It's horrible. Fuck is this guy? Oh, he's one of the new ones. And that should do it. GG. All right, any of this stuff? Not really excited about any of it. The Brightsteel Protector is like the best of the worst, I guess. The nabs could be okay. It just we're never going to play a Stellacorn. The Demacian Steel is the one that we're most likely just to drop on the board. Like so when we get to turn 3 and we have the 3 spell mana built up, we play a 6, then have one mana left over. We can add the Demacian Steel in, but the barrier ability is just so much stronger. All right, then we got infinite mana to spend here. Ugh. I guess we'll take the Craftsman's Favor. It's not particularly good, and I worry about our hand getting clogged up with these time and dedications a little bit, but let's come back to it. Meteor Shower is okay, Sunburst is okay. We do want some kind of interactivity here, so we need to be picking something between Meteor Shower, Sunburst, and Detain. I'm leaning towards the Sunburst since they have the summoning unit attached to it. So let's make sure we have our removal spell. Could pick up another one like a meteor shower, but I worry about meteor shower just not dealing enough damage as to where the silence from the sunburst will shrink the opposing champion to where we can kill it, and then detain, of course, just hooks anything in. But I think we have enough removal here with the triple sunburst, so I'll leave at that point. Okay, and then we have either an epic shop or a epic champion item chest, and I'm leaning towards just the epic shop. We need to spend all of this mana before we get up here to the top part of the peak. You start running out of places to spend it, and I would like to have a little bit more agency in what we have in our decisions that comes from the shop than we get from this champion item chest. We can win all these games without Lux, right? But we might find something strong down here at the bottom. So the foe gets the bonuses, sure, and then when the foe's units attack, he deals 1 to the player's... What? Hang on. When the foe's units attack, deal 1 to the player's battling units and the player's nexus. Okay. So just love taps. Okay, we got a couple 6s. That's probably enough. I think we could probably just hold on to this whole hand. Just gonna wait. We'll bank the mana. The next turn, I'll play the conservator. Just give us 2 blockers. Is this thing for glory? That's a way to get a bunch of units. I think we definitely just want to lead with the remembrance, and we can decide afterwards. It's like the misfortune's so big, it's going to be challenging for us to try and take her down. It seems okay though. Yeah, we got all the scout units. Was not expecting to get this many attacks this turn, but I think we're good now. I think this is done. Misfortune's out of the way. We still have another hook somewhere? Sure. We're good to go. She's playing units like it matters. Come on. Got him. Easy game. Yeah, that's that real power of the overwhelm one, right? If we didn't have this overwhelm power and they're able to come in and just make a bunch of blocks, it would take us many turns to actually come in and get that damage in. But with the overwhelms, we're doing some really high-powered stuff. All right, into the shop. The power. When you target an ally with a single target spell, copy it. We just can't do anything with this. We picked up Bastion. I think Bastion is our only one. And I don't really want to be like seeking out spells like this. And so we'll come back to it. We'll probably just buy it because we'll have the mana to do the money to do it anyways. But let's look at this other stuff. Summon stasis statues, don't want to do. Hextech Transmogulator is kind of interesting, but we aren't worried about our opposing units. We're worried about their champion, so we can probably let that go. Song of the Isles is like moderately interesting, given that it can give us lifesteal for the turn and just let us heal up a little bit if we need to, but it's not a great reason to be wanting a card. All in all, these are just pure trash. I mean, I could see Morning Light with the draw champion attached to it, and it technically works with Leona to activate her stuns. I don't know. We have been kind of running into this space to where our board is completely full, and then we don't have anything to do. I guess we could pick up some Morning Lights, but this sucks. I'm just going to take 2, buy the power, make some sad noises, and then move on. Oh. Got a card. We're going to take out this 4-cost dude we don't want. Where are you at? Mage Seeker Insider. See ya. On to Azir. Oof. Oh, he had the units get +1/+1 thing, and so it's not like his Sand Soldiers. It's a pretty weak Azir ability. His Sand Soldiers aren't going to be getting that bonus. But we need to 6 drops in early game stuff to do. We don't want to pick up the 2-drop because we're just naturally drawing, right? Our Grumble Slug now has that drawing, or this guy, our Mage Seeker Persuader now has the, if he's not in your opener, then get him. So let's just wait. We can play these Conservators this turn and get the bigger blocks in.
You'll go no farther.
What do we got? Chrono Shift. Don't really want.
Take a look at this.
Okay.
Contain magic.
The True Shot Barrage. Cool. Combo time. Ooh, that was a... I'm glad we had a Challenger. Like, the Challenger is the big thing I was wanting to hit this turn, but the Augmented Experimenter is one of the worst that we could find. Would we rather just True Shot Barrage here? Like, the big thing for this turn is getting Azir off of the board, and if we say True Shot Barrage Azir for 3, and then Hook... Oh, that's still short 1. Okay. All right, let's put all that delicious overwhelm damage in. God, this attack's just so bad, isn't it? It's just so bad. We just can't deal enough damage this turn. I mean, I think we still want to kill Azir, but we're gonna have to do it with barriers. Why did that double? Did it have an item on it and I just didn't notice?
Track them down.
But Golden Aegis, here we go. This is doubling. Oh, would you target an ally with a spell, it doubles. Oh, okay, okay. I guess our epic ability does do something. It's not it's not particularly meaningful, but you know, we got some extra chip damage in this round. It didn't count for nothing. Now we've got 6 mana again, so we can assembly line and get more dudes happening. Get those delightful rallies into our hand. End this one in short order. Don't even have any spells left we can cast. It's okay. It's okay, let's be real.
Can do this.
Come them stats. Alright, neg 29 into 22. Can't scrying sands out of that one. GG. I was worried about Azir. Azir can get out of hand pretty quick, but
Is to never give up.
the attack tokens were in our favor. We were able to shut down a lot of that. Good stuff. So, oh, well, there's an ancient coin for Lux, I guess. She's coming down on the board quickly, only costing 3 mana, but kind of is what it is. Now here's the stuff. This is where it really starts to shine. Pick up sorcery, the refill your spell mana, really gonna be popping off now. So it looks like we got some kind of epic shop again. I guess we still have the mana to go to the epic shop. Is Viktor scary? He gets the mana gems. He's a little scary, not big scary. All right, let's head in. I think we're ready to pop off on this one. I should know better than calling my shots against the Aurelion Soul battles before we even got there. But we'll stop with Viktor in terms of calling our shot. So now we can just come in and spew off all of our mana since we have the refill thing from the sorcery. Did we get? Could we have gotten up to 6 this round? That was confusing, seeing it give us 2 real mana and 1 spell mana back. Not exactly sure what happened there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to lead with the Sunburst. We're going to get all the mana back out of this one, and then we can follow up with Assembly Line and Lethal. Easy peasy. Who even needs Lux when you're doing all this stuff, right? We're drawing all these Luxes, just no desire to play whatsoever. See ya. Alright, so what do we got here? Anything that we're going to play? The Detain is kind of interesting, given that it's cheap, right? If we actually get that Plunder cost in, it could be okay. And I like having the removal spells coming up here to the final battle, but we just never need Zenith Blades, and I don't want that Protege, so it's the one we're kind of stuck with. The power, the same thing again. It's so we can spread these barriers across our whole team. That's I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. We'll have to come back to that one. Keeper's Verdict don't want. Golden Herald summons a bunch of Sand Soldiers. It is free, but it seems kind of garbagey. All right, I'm not taking any of this. We'll just take the Epic Power. Move on. So Draven, Zed, Aurelion Soul. Okay, so the foe copies the first card they play each turn. Just a ridiculously bonkers one. So let's see if we can manage this. Okay, nice collection of expensives here. We can play Sunburst on the first turn, so I'm happy enough to keep it. Let's get rid of Leona, and then I think we're good to go. It's like we need him to play his card first, so that we can Sunburst it. I guess we just pass if he doesn't do anything. All right. This shouldn't count as playing a card with this Draven. So how can we pull all of this off? It's a little awkward that we're gonna like get our spell mana back. I think this is fine. Let's lead. I'm looking to say lead with the Sunburst. We get our mana back. I was hoping to be able to spend some of this mana on Lux and then just refill again. So with that, we're just going to be playing Morning Light. Kind of turdy, but whatever. Let's get this out of our hand. At least helps us get the Golden Aegis into play. So now, oh no, we did mess that up. I assumed that we were just going to get all the mana back. Ew, that was sloppy. I was thinking Lux was just going to get us back up to 6. We're okay. We're not missing out on anything here, but definitely could have done this better. We won't say stuff like learn from the master during this game. But yeah, I was envisioning we were going to play Lux. We were going to magically have 6 mana after we played her, and then we could follow up with the Remembrance. I think we're still fine here. We're not in like real danger in this game, but I definitely messed that up. Alright, so we're going to have to take some incidental damage. A little unfortunate. The downside to our poorly designed shenanigans there. Taking 19? Yeah, that's kind of gross. Definitely should have ended this on the last turn. Shouldn't have got into these Lux plays and just won the game. All right, but let's recover.
Mages can't hide from me.
You're covered.
All right, so we'll get some dudes. Might as well take down the Draven. He'll come back next turn, but it's okay. All right, now let's try to finish this off for real. We at least get a little bit of heal out of the Leona, and then we should be good to go with our double Golden Aegis.
Coming in hot. A beacon in battle.
You have no alibi.
Time for the moneymakers.
All right, that's all we needed. He started playing stuff on his Draven, and I was like, oh my god, we're going to find a way to lose this one, aren't we? But I think we turned out okay. Now we get the triple barriers off the Golden Aegis. Not bad.
Into battle with hearts aglow.
All right, so yeah, a little unfortunate we took all that extra damage. I'll learn to do math one day. No guarantees. No guarantees. We'll attempt to get better at math one day. On to Zed. We got any of this stuff? I mean, the Astral Protection's kind of interesting in that it's going to get triple cast, and then we should get to heal 12 health off of it. And so I'm going to pick up the Astral Protection since we did just take a bunch of extra damage. Hopefully that can carry us here a little bit. And then it should also give us like 2 Golden Aegises. That's actually not a terrible one to be playing a bunch of copies of. But opponent gets the +1/+1 units, and then if he does damage to the Nexus, he gets those free Nexus strikes. It's kind of the way you see Zeds typically, or you just block one half, and then the other half you let the damage through because he doesn't flip. That's not the way that this one will work, since Zed will get to later come in and flip and kill you. But here's why I'm glad to have Sunburst, right? The silence comes in, takes all those stats away. Now we're still getting units out of it and stuff. Pretty good.
Mages can't hide from me.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and open. I want to get kind of like full value out of this turn because we're not going to get kills here. So it's like I want to play the Sunburst. Get it happening, and then we can still follow up with Lux. I mean, we might have just gotten to lethal. He's only 3 damage. That's 1 short, right? We'd be at 19.
Everywhere I go, the light follows.
That's okay. We should be able to win on this turn. It's like if he plays a dude and then we just stun it with... we can't stun it with Leona. So we can stun it with the Sunburst.
Battle-tested time and again.
This is a lot better than playing Taric, right? If you've played any Poppy Taric and Constructed. This feels a little bit more powerful casting it 3 times instead of 1. I guess you don't get the extra bonus attack, but
The superior tactic is to never give up.
it's tough. Alright though, on to Aurelion Soul. The big boy, the final battle is here. Anything cool? These are all pretty garbage. We'll just pick up more Disintegrates. Alright, so what else you got? The mana gems every turn, and then the summons of the champions. Okay. I think you usually get like turn 5, he starts just dropping Aurelion Souls on you. So let's see what we can do. We probably need to hold on to Sunburst just to have a way to kill an early play. It's not going to kill an Aurelion Soul, but it'll kill pretty much everything else. And we'll look for some of our 6th cost spells. Didn't find any. That's pretty painful.
What's that one? And that
Alright, not a premier target, but at least we can kill it.
something approaches. So many stars.
Alright, we got a dude.
I've got your
Not premier blocks here, but at least shuts down his attack. Drop the succession, since we're going to get all of our mana back next turn anyways. Move on. 6th cost spell. F. It's fucking flipped Nasus? Ugh. Well, we can drop the Sunhawk. The thing I'm looking at now is our Bastion is going to draw 3 cards. It gives us a lot of opportunity for shutdowns here. So I think that's where we're stuck. What do we hit? Morning Light's kind of interesting in terms of activating the stun on the Sunhawk next turn. I don't think we're really going to be going for that.
let the light guide you.
The skies darken with their approach.
I think we're good to... Well... This actually... Oh, the Morning Light doesn't... Oh, it does. So is this... Are we just going to get lethals here? If we play the Morning Light 3 times? I think we're close. I think we're close. I mean, it's looking more and more like it. That has to just be a game ender, right? We give all of our team +3/+3. We stun his 3 biggest dudes. Now we can come in and golden Aegis whatever's left over and then rally like 100 times. Yeah, we got it. Good stuff. Get boomed, Aurelion Soul. Easy.
Would it help if I apologized?
Get all the way to the end, and not bad. And so, yeah, it took me a while to remember these Lux sequences. I haven't played Lux in a few weeks, and so I forgot how things worked on kind of like a fine-tuned level. But the things came back to me quickly, and I remembered the high-level things that we do with Lux. And so, of course, the big thing is trying to take advantage of that spell mana generation. And you're typically looking to get to maximize remembrance. And so you're really looking to get that 6th cost spell that activates everything in your deck. And then you want to be casting that as soon as possible. You get these really big combo turns together. Like you could see there, to where we're generating hundreds of golden Aegises. I think we had 5 in our hand at the end of that last game. And so you're looking for, number 1, a way to take advantage of these 6th cost spells, and then number 2, just you don't want to die in the early game. We were able to pop off here pretty quick with our sequencing and then with picking up sorcery, but that's the big thing, is you need to be able to get to, say, like turn 4 or turn 5, and then really just come in and cast a big pile of spells all on the same turn, and then generate all of those rallies, and then win with the big rallies. And so that's kind of key number 2, is just don't die, and then design your deck to where you're able to maximize all of these 6th cost spells. You don't need to add any expensive cards. You don't need to add any more late game. You don't need to focus on Lux. The big build around card out of everything you're going to be doing are those 6th cost spells, and then you're going to look for ways to maximize your spell mana. So the sorcery ability, cards cost 1 less ability. You're looking for slow and steady to make your slow spells cast twice. Looking to just basically look at every single card that you pick up and say, hey, does this either let me stall for a couple turns so I can start casting my 6-cost spells, or is this a 6-cost spell that I can actually cast on its own? And that should get you pretty far and good up and into combo land. And so, not a bad set of battles. I think we had a good set of games. Hope you enjoyed it. And so that is going to do it for us today. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bustin. We thank you for being here.